Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we put corporate jargon on blast with everyday language. Today we're diving into Kinetic C's Incorporated's latest report, and let's just say it has got a few interesting twists that might make you scratch your head before we dive in. If you find decoding these financial documents helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and for more community discussions and insights, join our Discord server linked in the description below. Alright, so Kinetic C's Incorporated has filed a Form 8K, which is basically a report for specific important events that happen with a company. The biggest news here is about a new loan they've taken out. Let's break down what this material definitive agreement actually means. On the 23rd of February 2026, Kinetic C's Incorporated, which we'll call the company, made a deal with Laborers Fund the 3. LP, this deal involved the company getting some cash in exchange for a promise to pay it back. They issued an unsecured promissory note. Think of it like a loan agreement where they promise to pay back borrowed money. This note is for a principal amount of $148,500, but they received $135,000 as gross proceeds. This loan is for 1 year, maturing on the 23rd of February 2027. Now, there is a bit of a hidden cost here. The note has an original issue discount, which means they effectively borrowed $148,500 but only got $135,000 upfront. That difference is part of the cost of the loan. On top of that, there is an 8% one-time interest charge that was earned as of the issuance date. So the actual cost of borrowing is a bit more than what they received initially. They are not just paying it all back at the end. Starting May 18, 2026, they'll begin making scheduled payments to pay down the loan over time. This is called amortization. Like most loan agreements, this one has what they call covenants and events of default. Basically, if the company doesn't follow the rules in the agreement, or if something bad happens, like they can't make payments, the whole amount of the loan could become due right away, and they might have to pay even more. A premium. This is a standard but important risk to be aware of. Here is a really interesting part. This loan can be converted into shares of the company's stock. This is known as a convertible note. It means that the lender, Louisiana Bryce Fund II, LP, has the option to turn their loan into ownership in the company instead of just getting their money back with interest. This can be a way for companies to get funding without immediate pressure to repay if they are still growing. This section tells us how this deal was done. The note was issued in a private placement that did not require registration with the Securities and Exchange Commission. This is allowed under a specific part of the law, Section 4, a Negative 2 of the Securities Act of 1933, and a rule called Regulation D. This usually means it was sold to a single, sophisticated investor who is considered an accredited investor. The report mentions the purchaser represented they are an accredited investor. This is important because it means the securities were not offered to the general public, and they cannot be easily bought or sold by just anyone without meeting specific requirements or going through a registered process. Now, let's look at the numbers. The company got $135,000 in cash for a debt obligation that will eventually be $148,500 plus interest. This initial discount of $13,500 represents about 9% of the principal amount. For a 1-year loan, that is a pretty significant cost of borrowing upfront. The report is signed by Edward Honor, the Chief Executive Officer. This tells us the CEO is aware of and authorizing this significant financial transaction, looking at the broader picture. A company taking out a convertible note like this often indicates they might be seeking growth capital and are perhaps not yet in a position where they can secure traditional bank loans easily. The convertible feature gives the lender upside potential if the company's stock price increases for investors. This dilutes ownership if the note holders convert their debt into equity. It is a financing tool that can be beneficial for early stage or growth-oriented companies, but it comes with its own set of risks. When we look at this filing, the main story is about how Kinetic C's Incorporated is funding its operations. They've secured $135,000 through a promissory note, but it comes at a cost and with the possibility of future share dilution. The 8% interest charge plus the original issue discount means they're paying a premium for this funding. The fact that it is convertible means the lender could become a shareholder, which shareholders might want to watch closely. What is our take on this? Kinetic C's Incorporated is definitely in a growth phase, and this type of financing is common for companies looking to expand without immediate repayment burdens. The risks are clear. If the company doesn't perform well, they could face default penalties, and if they do perform well, existing shareholders could see their ownership percentage decrease. However, it is also a sign that the company is actively seeking ways to fund its future. Without more context on Kinetic C's business and growth plans, it is hard to say definitively if this is a brilliant move or a sign of financial strain. Alright, that is our breakdown of Kinetic C's Incorporated's latest filing. What are your thoughts on this convertible note and what it means for the company's future? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this analysis helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more straight up corporate insights. Don't forget to join our Discord community, linked in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next Decode.